What's up, tribe? Can y'all hear me? Before I get started, I need to make sure y'all can hear me. I have the microphone right here, so let me know if the volume is good. I got my whole situation. Oh, my braids sticking up. Y'all can hear me? Cool. Okay, so let me say hi to the people. I don't have my mouse, so give me a second. Okay. Hey, Tavares. Hey, Leela. Lady Virtue. Hey, Tan. What's going on? Let me Kush. Hey, Miss Sharon. Charles said, evening, everybody. I'm so mad my area had severe rain throughout the show, and it kept interrupting with severe weather messages. I missed half of Candy and Sheree's meeting, part of the already know. Okay, well, we're going to get to that. And Marlo faking her way through her blind. I can't wait for the reunion when Drew can comment on Marlo's fake ass phone call. Wasn't that a fake old phone call? We're going to get to that. I wrote that in my notes. You know I put that in my notes. Hey, Yana. Hey, Natty. What's up, Powerful? Hey, everybody. Jonathan, Lord, here he go. Can't wait to see how you going to take out for Candy. Hey, L Love. Hey, Colton. Hey, Andre. What's going on? You can hear me good. On a serious note, Charles, do you know any stolen? Okay, y'all talking. Okay, yeah. Okay, everybody can hear me good. You love my braids? Thank you. Emergency alerts, and you missed some of it in Virginia too. Okay, well, let's get into this. So, let me apologize ahead of time. My nephew might run in here. He's supposed to be in bed, and I closed the door, but we're staying. For those who don't know, I'm on my family vacation this week, and we're staying in like we're at a timeshare, but I have like my own section, but it's connected. If that makes sense? So I didn't lock my door, but I did close the door in case, because I told him to come and say good night to me before he goes to bed. So just so y'all know, he's been having a good time running in and out, running back and forth between the rooms, and he's been playing with my microphone. So just letting y'all know. Okay. If he does, hey Pooh, that's what I call him. That's my Pooh. So I'm sure before the week is over, y'all are gonna see him. But right now, I think my mama told him he could lay in bed and watch TV. So I think that's where he is right now. Anyway, so let's get this party started. So we are here to talk about the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 15 episode. I think we're on episode 8. Honestly, this episode, it was not very eventful, but there was a few things we're gonna talk about. So the first thing we're gonna talk about, we have Drew and Ralph. Okay, so we're getting ready for Drew's video shoot for Already Know. First of all, let me just tell y'all, I like the song. I do. I like the song. I think y'all need to go ahead and download the song, because I think the song is a little bop. I think it's a bop. And one thing we know, like we can say a lot of things about Drew, but Drew can sing. Okay, we know that girl can sing. Right now, she might have some other issues, but we know she can sing. Okay, so I'm here for the song. So we're talking about the fact that the video is getting ready to take place, and we find out that Drew's sister used to be her manager up until she had some mental health issues, I believe right before COVID. And what we also find out is that Drew, her sister, and Ralph did not get along. Even to the point where Ralph banned the sister from the house. He is growing up, isn't he, Jonathan? For those of you who've been around, y'all remember when he was a baby. You could probably find old videos when I first started doing my YouTube where I would be babysitting him and I had him with me. So y'all could probably go back in the archives and find videos of me with my nephew. But yes, he is growing up. So I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought. So Drew, let me rewind. The sister stopped managing Drew around that time period because she was dealing with her own mental health issues. But what we found out is that they didn't get along to the point where the sister accused Ralph of being controlling, shocker, manipulative, shocker. Like, and Ralph feels like the sister caused problems in their relationship. Ralph, I feel like you caused those problems yourself. I feel like you caused your own problems in your relationship. But okay then. To the point where Ralph banned the sister from coming to the house. So we found out that the sister is coming down for a visit. Well, I don't know how long she's staying, child, but this is gonna be the first time that Drew has seen her since the Panorama. And Ralph, he feels some kind of way about it, because like I said, he feels like she has interrupted and involved herself in their relationship. But to be perfectly honest about the matter, Drew, girl, I mean, knowing what we know now, I feel like your sister told you what you know now, what you already know. I'm just saying, like, but okay, girl. So that's kind of what we see. Let me make sure. Okay, yeah. Okay. All right. Those are all my notes from this scene. Thank you, Patches. Even though my nails are clashing with my lipstick right now, but it's all good. So then we have Sheree meeting with, I guess, somebody that works for her about her extending her brand. She's now making baby clothes for She by Sheree. Girl, did the people get the stuff they ordered the first time around? Did the people get them $300 hoodies? That's what I want to know. Did anybody listen? I need you to put a 1 in the chat if you ordered something for She by Sheree. Did you order something by the She by Shein? That's what I need to know. I need to know if anybody actually ordered anything. And let me tell you the truth. Let me tell y'all some real truthful stuff. I would have ordered something. I would have ordered me a t-shirt or something if the t-shirts were $100. Let me tell you what I'm not doing. I'm not paying $100 for a She by Shein. I'm just not. But anyway, I guess because now she's a grandma, she wants to extend that into baby clothes. I mean, okay then. So then, I didn't realize my suitcase was in the back. I ain't took my suitcase in the room yet. Okay, sorry. So then, She by She fraud, no ma'am. So then we see her reach out to Candy. She wants to talk to Candy. She wants to have a conversation with Candy about how she feel about Candy talking ish about her. We're going to get to that conversation, child. People be doing the most, but we're going to get there. They be doing the most when the least will do, but we'll get there. So then we have Marlo and Sonya talking. Listen, I'm sick of Sonya. Sonya is sitting there talking to Marlo, talking about her process like she a well-known stylist, child, or well-known brand. Like, I mean, girl, you She by Sheree. And my thing is, you could have probably got away with $30, $50 for a t-shirt. You probably could have got away with that. I told y'all when I went to Nini's boutique, when she had her store up here in DC, and I went to her boutique. Remember, I told y'all then. I said her stores are not going to do well. They're not going to last for the long ride because her prices are inflated. Remember, I told y'all that. The cheapest thing in her store, she had these black t-shirts that had like her catchphrases on there, like bloop, and I'm trying to think of some of the other ones because I ended up buying one because you had to buy something in order to take a picture with Nene. And I was like, well, I want to take a picture with Nene. So I bought the cheapest thing I could find. And the cheapest thing I could find was them t-shirts. And even those t-shirts were like $35, $40. Now, Sheree, you probably could have got away with that. People would have probably bought a t-shirt for $40 just for the She by Sheree. Just because, when you think of Housewives, it's nostalgic at this point. You know what I'm saying? We've been waiting for She by Sheree since season 1. people would have probably bought, if you had just had some basic logo t-shirts that say She by Sheree, you probably could have got away with that. People probably would have paid $40, $50 for that. Because the average t-shirt nowadays is $40, $50. I mean, when I say, I don't mean like Fruit of the Loom t-shirt. I mean like a logo t-shirt or something like that. Like, you could have got away with that. You probably, I'm going to tell you what I would have done. If I was Sheree, I would have got a t-shirt that said She by Sheree, and it would have said established, and whatever the first year of, whatever the debut year was of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. I feel like that would have been cute. Like She by Sheree, established 2000, whatever. What was the first year? And we're in 2023. We're in season 15. Give or take the off season. I don't know what 2001, 2002. I don't know what year debuted. But that's what I think that would have been cute. You know what I'm saying? And you probably could have got away with selling that t-shirt for like $40, $50. Okay, 2008. Thank you, Montrez. I think that would have been cute. She by Sheree, established 2008. That would have been a cute t-shirt. And I would have bought it. Now, I know the average person probably, but I think a lot of people would have bought it. It would have been a cute little tongue-in-cheek joke. You know what I'm saying? I think people would have bought it. But girl, nobody's buying a hoodie for $265. Who the hell is doing that? Girl, you out here charging Gucci prices. Who is buying a $235 hoodie from you? I know that, Jonathan, but I'm saying that would have been cute, is what I'm saying. You said, but it wasn't established. I think that would have been cute. Just Patches said no. Patches, you hard. You hard. Moving on. So anyway, we see Sonya and, because we're going to get back to Sheree in a minute. So we see Sonya and Marlo talking. Listen, I'm sick of her because she was like, oh, Marlo, they don't know the Marlo that I know. They don't know the Marlo that I know. I just feel like, you're when me and you are one-on-one, everything is great. But then when you get around the other girls, you just let them push your buttons. Really, Sonya? Is it Marlo letting the ladies push her buttons, or is it Marlo doing a little bit too much? Is it Marlo being extra? You see what I'm saying? Is it really the ladies doing too much, or is it Marlo doing too much? That's all I'm saying. Then, now, according to Candy Speak on the last week, this is the last week, allegedly, that we have to hear anything about the nephew, the flowers, the funeral, any of that, okay? But once again, Marlo found a way to twist this whole situation. And Marlo is talking about I feel like when Candy said F your flowers, she was saying F my sister and F my nephew. And that, I mean, how could she say that? That was so hurtful. Girl, that is not what she meant. She meant F these flowers because I'm sick of you and these flowers. That's what she was talking about. At no point in time does that equate to F your nephew. Like, come on. Like, y'all really got to stop. When I say y'all, you know me, y'all. But y'all really got to stop with this. Y'all reaching. Y'all are really, really reaching. That is not what she meant when Candy said that. That would have been cute too. Self-care, not selfish. That would have been cute too. She by Sheree, established spring, summer. That would have been cute too. See, that's what I would have been doing. Hey, movie man, what's up? Hey, boo. I see you're getting your travel on. I'm so tired of Marlo playing victim and Sonya being a lapdog. Okay. Yeah, I'm on my family vacation this week, so get used to this backdrop because y'all gonna see it for the next week. Y'all are gonna see it for the next week, so get used to it, child. But yeah, I'm sick of that. I'm sorry. Martha's Vineyard is playing in the backyard, and something just caught my eye. My bad. I need to turn it off because I know I'm ADD, child, and be like, bloop, bloop. Marlo's like a teenager going into adulthood wanting attention. That was reaching a lot. And y'all know for Jonathan to admit that was reaching, and for him not to be like, well, Candy, then y'all know it must be reaching. It must be reaching if Jonathan even said it. Because we already know how Jonathan feels. But anyway, that's what we saw with that. I mean, we saw her on a conference call for her foundation. At least she's talking about her foundation, child. She also says she's going on a blind date. Child, we'll get to that because that was a whole lot of nothing. But we'll get to the blind date. First of all, I feel like I've seen that guy before. Y'all tell me, did he look familiar to y'all? That guy that Marlo went on a date with, he looked familiar to me. Number two, the restaurant looked cute. I might have to check it out the next time me and Eddie go down to Atlanta. Because it was a cigar bar. It was a restaurant and cigar bar. And it looked cute. Like the drinks and stuff, they looked real cute. They looked real cute. It looked like a place I might want to check out. You know? But anyway, okay, we'll get back to that. So next we have the Candy and the Sheree scene where Sheree wanted to talk to Candy because she felt like Candy was throwing shade at her business. And let me say this what I'm about to say is probably getting ready to surprise y'all. Okay, you know what he did? That might be what he did favor Jelani. Maybe that's where I feel like you're right. They could have been brothers. They did. They really did favor each other. Okay. His name was Scott Lee. Okay. I think that's who you're thinking about. I mean, I think that's who I'm thinking about, Charles. I do. Now, this might be getting ready to surprise y'all. Okay. This is probably getting ready to surprise y'all. Sheree wanted to talk to Candy one-on-one. She said, me and Candy have been, hey, Phil, me and Candy have been friends. I'll put that in quotation marks. Long enough that I didn't want to have my conversation with her in front of the whole group. I wanted to pull her aside and talk to her one-on-one and tell her how I felt about the situation. I can respect that. Because what that said to me, one, when you look at it from a reality show moment, I felt like what that said to me is that Sheree really wanted to have a one-on-one and didn't want to blow it in. Thank you, Cindy. Didn't want to mix it all in with everybody else's issue at the brunch last week. She wanted to have a one-on-one conversation with Candy because I do feel like Sheree was kind of hurt by Candy throwing shade, right? Sheree said, look, you have a large following, and a thumbs up from you goes a long way. A thumbs down from you goes a long way. And for you to be out here publicly clowning my business was hurtful. She said, I have always supported you. I have brought people to your restaurant. I have bought your products. I went to your store and shop. She said, and when I went to your restaurant, I didn't have a good experience, but I didn't blast you. She said, it took me 3 hours to get my food. Half the stuff we wanted wasn't ready. Y'all didn't have. And I didn't blast you. She was like, and so I just feel like it was a little hurtful. Like, yes, everybody else is clowning me. That's fine. But you clowning me, it hurt me a little bit. And I'll be honest with y'all. I'm with Sheree on this one. If you really want to know the truth of the matter, I'm with Sheree on this one. Candy did clown Sheree more than once. She did that whole parody. And I already told y'all how I feel about them parodies. I feel like those parodies are a waste of energy. I don't understand the purpose for them. I could see if Candy didn't have nothing else going on. But Candy, you got 5,678 things on your plate, and your husband and your family already complained about you doing too much. Yet you invented something to take away time and money from your family because you already said you don't make no money off of them parodies. And I mean, they all right. But if you had never done them, I wouldn't be saying, dang, I really wish somebody would do some parodies. Like, you know what I mean? It's okay, but I don't see. No, Jonathan, I'm talking about this one situation. I have not turned, and I have not thought that I do not think Candy's a horrible person. I just think in this situation, I think Candy, I just agree with Sheree on this one. I think that it's one thing for the rest of the world to clown me. That's fine. But for somebody, and I'm not even saying her and Candy are best friends because they're not. We know they're not. But I understand where Sheree is coming from. Now, I do understand that Candy said, listen, girl, I tried to give you some advice and I tried to help you out so that the situation wouldn't be as bad as it is and it wouldn't look as bad as it does. You ain't want to listen to me. You ain't hear what I had to say. But girl, I tried to tell you You know, you said that the website crashed. And Candy go sit there and tell that woman that her website didn't crash. I'm like, how you know? How you gonna tell that woman that her website didn't crash? Her website crashed because she bought a cheap server. You already said that. Right? So anyway, I am not getting ready to sit here and act like Sheree is all right and Candy is all wrong. But in this instance, I understood where Sheree was coming from. And I felt Sheree. And I appreciated the fact that Sheree pulled Candy aside to have a one-on-one conversation with her rather than piling on or adding to the brunch or making a moment out of it. I mean, we know it was still being filmed and it was still on camera and all of that. But I appreciated that. You know, Jonathan, just go sit down. Just go sit down. Now, the parody was all jokes and giggles, just a little jokey joke back at the girls on the show who was picking and poking at her. No. I get it. I'm not mad. Like, I don't feel like the parodies were in horrible taste or anything. They just weren't needed. And for me, I'm saying for me as a fan, because she did the parody with Kaya and T.S. Madison. She did the parody on Married. She did outside of the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and it was cute and everything. But what I'm saying is, for somebody whose family is already complaining about her doing too much and not making enough time, I feel like you created a whole situation that you didn't need to create. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you went out looking for work when you had enough. You know what I'm saying? You created a whole nother job. That's all I'm saying. Sheree and Marlo love to clown Candy about men and have insinuated that Candy takes care of men. You know what though, L Love? Now that you bring that up, that's why I'm glad that y'all be reminding me of stuff. You just refreshed my memory. Now I forgot that Sheree and Marlo had whole conversations last season about how big of a hoe Candy was. You know what? I forgot about that. You know what? I take that back. I take everything I just said back. I forgot about that. See, I don't be remembering stuff like y'all do. I really don't remember every single thing that happened. But now I do remember. I distinctly remember a conversation with with Sheree and Marlo after Sonya had her Jamaican cooking course or whatever. She taught them how to make jerk chicken or whatever last year. Now I remember. See, I be trying to give people a little bit. And as fast as I give it to them, y'all yank it back. Charles said biscuits and bullets, but that was this year, though. That was this year, right? Biscuits and bullets. Wasn't that this year? Sheree explained it. You coming after my brand, but don't want me to talk about your brand. But that wasn't even talking about her brand last year. She just straight up called her a hoe. That wasn't even her brand. That was just called her. That was a personal attack. You called her. You said that Candy opened her legs to whoever. Wasn't that Sheree the one that said something about her in the locker room? Wasn't that Sheree? Yeah, I take it back. See, y'all let me go through that whole thing, and now I just take it all back. I take it all back. Because if let me tell you something. If you was talking about my cootie cat and how easily I give up the cootie cat, I wouldn't buy nothing from your ass either. And I would clown you too. I sure would. I would clown you too. I sure would. Well, there's that. Anyway, she by she and it is. Okay, then we have this scene with Candy and Todd in the movie. I don't care. I don't. Candy said Todd made the movie. Candy gonna be in the movie, but she didn't want to play. She didn't want to play a lesbian because she didn't want to be typecast, I guess, as a lesbian or a bisexual woman. That's pretty much all I got from that scene. Moving on. Jonathan, I did not get he said some I do this with you. Not I got saved and backslid 5 minutes later, child. Okay. Drew and this video shoot. Y'all. Drew. So the video shoot took place down to the skating rink. Now we know Atlanta and skating is a thing. We know that. Like you can go back to the movie ATL, all of that. We know skating is a thing in Atlanta. Okay. I grew up skating. Okay. I grew up skating. But listen, Sonya had a good point. Listen, even a broken clock is right twice a month. I mean twice a day. Sonya had a good point. Girl, you have ruptured both of your Achilles in the last 3 years. Is riding skates really what you should be doing? Especially since you don't know how to ride skates? Girl. I had to agree with Sonya on that one. So you was out there on them skates and don't know how to skate? Girl. But she did the skating rink thing. They had other scenes. We didn't see the other scenes. We just saw the skating rink scene. Ralph and her sister, they did, they hugged and all of them cried. You know, the sister cried, the mama cried, Drew cried. You know, Drew said, listen, this is all I ever wanted was my family together. I want, you know, Ralph to get along with my sister. I want them to find a happy place. I want them to find a way to get along with each other. Well, y'all are saying that the video was low budget. Remember, she's an independent artist. She paid for that out of her pocket. So it's going to be low budget. You know what I'm saying? She paid for that out of her pocket, child. Listen, I don't even understand. Like, who is still doing videos? I mean, I didn't know that was still a thing. I mean, I know people still do videos. I shouldn't say it like that. I mean, we just had a whole Nicki Minaj video the other night. Was it midnight? It dropped midnight Friday. But, child, anybody spending up? Well, I shouldn't say that either because people are. But, child, okay, Drew, child, you had your little video. It was cute. Like I said, I like the song. So y'all go stream the song. I like the song. But that's what it was. But I think the most important thing we saw was that her sister and Ralph seemed to have some sort of moment of reconciliation, which I think was cute. I think that was cute. You grew up skating too, correct? Now, did you grow up in this area? In the DC area? Because I grew up skating at Lanham and, of course, Crystal Skate. Crystal Skate was, I mean, that was a whole experience. So much more happened at Crystal Skate than skating. Lanham was where you went if you really wanted to skate. Or Seabrook. Seabrook. Is that the same place, Seabrook and Lanham? But that's where we used to go skating, Seabrook. Crystal Skate was where you went to be cute, and where you went to be seen. But Seabrook was where you went to, if you was really trying to skate. I mean, Crystal Skate, people skated, but it was a whole lot of being cute and being seen, you know? Anyway, that's a whole nother child. That's a whole nother situation. Drew is so much like Candace from Real Housewives of Potomac. Really? You think so? I don't know. So hey, Mr. Willie Brown, what's up? So the last scene we saw was Marlo going on this date. Now, listen, I don't really care nothing about Marlo and this date, because I doubt Marlo ever went on a second date with this guy. But In the car on the way there, we saw her call Sonya. And Sonya said that she had been with Drew and them all day filming for Drew's video. And Marlo said, "Oh, she didn't even invite me. She didn't even invite me. Let me call her with her little fake ass. Let me call her with her little fake ass, right?" The minute Drew answers the phone, "Hey, Drew. Oh my gosh, you look beautiful." I'm like, who's fake? Who's fake in this moment? Hey, girl. So then you get to talking to her, and that's it. Crystal Skate. I grew up in Southern Maryland. Okay, girl. So then y'all got to talking, and Marlo was like, "Girl, I didn't even know you were that upset." She said, "I didn't even know you were that upset by me." I'm sorry, y'all keep losing my train of thought. "I didn't even know you was that upset by me calling you a bitch." I mean, girl, I thought you were tougher than that. You from Chicago. I mean, I'm from Florida. I mean, that's just what we say. It's not a big deal. Again, I don't even think Drew was upset that you called her a bitch. Like, that's not why she was mad. She was mad because you got in her face and you yelled at her and you was coming at her about something that wasn't that deep. Like, you're mad at her because she wouldn't use certain language because you felt like she was coddling candy. See, that's not bury the lead. Let's not bury the lead. You're not mad. Drew ain't mad because you called her a bitch. Drew is upset because of that whole situation and how you were coming at her because you felt like she was defending Candy and covering and coddling Candy. That's what that whole moment was about. And you yelled and got in her face about it. That's what she was upset about. I don't think that she really gave a damn about the about you calling her out her name. Like, I really don't think that's what it is. But then Marlo, so when Drew was trying to explain that to her why she was upset, and she was like, "I really don't feel like you're there for me as a friend. You're not there supporting me as a friend. And I feel like, you need to apologize for that." First of all, don't ever ask for an apology. Either people are going to give it freely or they're not. I ain't never asking anybody for an apology. I'm going to tell you how I feel. I'm going to tell you what you did that hurt me or bothered me. And if you feel like you need to apologize for it, you will. If you don't, then I know how you feel about it. I know where you stand on it, and we're going to move on. You understand what I'm saying? And then I move accordingly. Because if I tell you that you did something to hurt me, or I tell you that you did something that I felt like crossed a line, violated me, or whatever, and you don't feel like you need to apologize for it, then what that says to me is you don't feel like you did anything wrong. You did it on purpose, and you don't feel like you need to apologize for it. And then I'll move accordingly. So that's number one, Drew. Don't ever ask nobody for no apology. That's number one. Okay. Number two. Drew was just expressing to Marlo how she felt and what and in that moment, right? Marlo gonna hang up on her. And now all of a sudden she's all kinds of ugly. Her wig was shifting. She built like a sack of potatoes or Mr. whatever she said about her. Now all of a sudden she's so ugly, she's so horrible, she's so this, she's so that. But a minute ago it was, "Hey, beautiful. Oh, you look so beautiful." I said, "Okay then." Okay then. But again, like you said at the reunion, that's going to play back because that shows just how fake you are, Marlo, not Drew. In that moment, I feel like Drew was being very authentic. In that moment, Drew was like, "Listen, this is how I feel. This is how this is how you made me feel. And I feel like you owe me an apology." I don't feel like anything about Drew was fake in that moment. So with that being said, Marlo, you are showing yourself to be fake. You're showing yourself to be fake and phony. That's how I feel about it. Now, with that being said, then we see Marlo on her date. Now, let me say this. If Marlo wasn't getting on my nerves so much, I probably would have been. Wait a minute, Markel. You're such a hater. Oh my gosh. Markel is such a hater. I'm just letting the people know that we're going to be celebrating. That's it. That we're going to be celebrating. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. I'm just letting the people know. Moving on. If it wasn't a situation where okay, I need to turn this TV off, y'all. I'm sorry. If it wasn't a situation where Marlo wasn't getting on my nerves so bad, I'm just being real with y'all. If Marlo wasn't already getting on my nerves so bad, I probably would have enjoyed this date situation a little bit better because I thought it was cute, right? The guy had those pretty roses. It was his own restaurant. He was very transparent. It got a little sexual for me on the first date when he was like, suck the head, let me see how you suck. That was a bit much for me. But the rest of the date I thought was cute, I really did. But yeah, because right now I'm just over Marlo, I just couldn't really enjoy it. I need Markel to help the Chasing Reality brand get Tracy. Don't do that. Okay. I have a feeling Bravo, they could exchange Nene for Marlo. Marlo thought so too. Yeah. But the Marlo, let me say this. The Nene Marlo stuff, the Nene stuff was organic. Marlo is forcing. You know what I'm saying? A lot of Nene stuff just came out because Nene is funny. Nene is a character. Nene has that personality. You know what I mean? Nene wasn't forcing these things. These things happened and Nene found a way to capitalize on a lot of that stuff. Some stuff is produced because we know that production does happen. But a lot of that stuff, but Marlo is forcing these things. Like, I can't see Nene dragging out this situation with the nephew. I don't see Nene handling it that way. Nene might have had an issue with Candy, and Nene might find a way to drag it out, but it would have more substance. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's just how I feel about it. Like, Marlo, you're grasping at straws, just like last year with her issue with Candy. It's just like, but I agree. I do think that they thought they could put Marlo. That's a good point. That's a very good point, Deborah. And I agree with you. I do think they thought that Marlo would be a good plug-in. I agree. They thought they could just exchange Nene for Marlo. I agree with you on that. Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think that's what they thought, and you're right. I think Bravo. I think that's why Marlo finally got her peach. And Nene's still on the show, or even Portia. Even if Portia was still on the show, Marlo don't get no peach. They were desperate, and I think when everybody says, "Oh, we think it's time for a reboot or a rebrand or something like that," let me say this to y'all, and this is my opinion. This is just me. This is just my opinion. If this reboot goes well in New York, don't be surprised if we see it in other cities. Don't be surprised if we see it in other cities. If this new Real Housewives of New York reboot goes well, where they're going to have like the legacy, the old folks, the OGs, and then they just bring in a whole new fresh cast, like a whole new set of women. If that goes well, do not be surprised if we see it in other cities. And Atlanta will probably be my first vote. Because bringing new people in to mix with the OGs, that's not working. That's not working. You're right. Atlanta, they're constantly turning down the show. But again, I think the people that they're reaching out to people who have something to lose, who don't want to be on that show. If they rebrand it, they can sell it. It's just like when a product gets rebranded. You know what I mean? They rebrand something that they want to appeal to a different audience. So if I were, let me think of somebody. let's say, I'm just throwing names out. I'm not saying that these will be good people. I'm giving y'all an example, right? Tiny has turned down the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Now, Tiny turned it down for a different reason. Tiny turned it down because she was already on the Family Hustle, right? But let's just use Tiny as an example. Tiny and LaToya have both turned down the Real Housewives of Atlanta. But if they throw everything out and they start over fresh, who's to say that they can't sell a reboot idea to Zanique and Ray Janae? Now, I know Ray Janae and Toya about to do their own thing. Forget about that for a minute. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying from the idea of your mom and your moms wouldn't do the show because they already had other things going on. But y'all are young. Y'all are fresh. Y'all are up and coming. You know, Zanique is a single mom. Ray Janae is an influencer, you know, doing her thing. They bring something to the table. Who's to say that they can't sell the show to them? I'm trying to think of some other examples. Monica has turned the show down, right? What about LaToya Luckett? LaToya Luckett was on Family Hustle. Maybe now she would be open to doing a Real Housewives of Atlanta. She's a single mom of 2. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. I mean, child, Xavier, ain't nobody putting Chica on nothing. But that's what I'm saying. Like if you reboot it and you rebrand it, you may be able to get a yes where it was once upon a time a no. You see what I'm saying? Also, some of the people that they went to, maybe their reason for turning it down was because they didn't want to be on a show with certain people, right? Maybe they didn't. Maybe they were intimidated by Anini. Maybe they didn't want to walk into a show being the new kids on the block to an old head. You know what I'm saying? I don't want more celebs on these shows. Get back to the formula. No one knew Nene, Portia, Sheree, etc. before the show. Now, I can agree with that. The problem, though, not the problem. I can agree with that. And I'm okay with that. I'm absolutely okay with that. Not the Brat. I like the Brat as an artist, but her, and I like Judy. I love Judy. I love Judy's boss attitude. I love her entrepreneurial. I love how she thinks as far as how she runs her business. What I don't like is her and Brat on screen together. I can't do that baby talk. Hey, beautiful. Hey, beautiful. I don't know why you want me to say I love you, beautiful. I love you too. I can't do. That's why I had to stop watching their show. I like them. I can't do that. I just can't do that. That whining ass, beautiful, hey, beautiful, beautiful. I miss you so much. I miss you too, beautiful. I can't. I can't do it. I can't. And maybe if they were on an ensemble where I didn't have to look at that for a whole hour, maybe. And I like them. But I can't do that. Oh my gosh, Montrez, just go watch the first 30 minutes of their show. You go watch the first 30 minutes of their show. I'm telling you, you're going to be like, okay. Like the Brat, you are too grown and too tomboyish for you to be that soft. Oh, beautiful. I love you, beautiful. I love you too, beautiful. Beautiful. I went all the way to the gas station today by myself and I miss you so much. I missed you too, beautiful. Come here. Come sit in my lap. Like, and don't get me wrong. I'm happy for them. I love, but I can't watch that. I just can't watch that. I love, but I can't. Yeah, I had to stop. I just had to stop watching that. I know, but I just started watching this season and got hooked on how beautiful. I can't see them rebooting this show because of our people we always want to love. Oh, God, there he go. But that's what I'm saying, Jonathan. What they're doing in New York is they're keeping the legacy show. So they're keeping the old heads, Dorinda and Luann and all of them, but they're starting a brand new. They're rebooting the show. So I can see them doing that in Atlanta. Again, if it is successful. If it's not successful, they're not going to do it anywhere else. But if it's successful, because if you think about it, all of the franchises have the same problem right now. All of the Real Housewives franchises are running into the same problem. In Beverly Hills, you're running into the same problem. In Orange County, same thing. Even Potomac, which is really, Salt Lake City don't count. New Jersey, I'm not going to put New Jersey in that category only because this Teresa Melissa thing is going to carry them for another couple of seasons. But I would say even Potomac, and Potomac is young. I mean, as far as, they're only in season 8. This is going to be season 8 of Potomac. So Potomac is young compared to the rest of the shows, but they're not doing Legacy anymore. Oh, I thought they were doing Legacy. Okay, well, there you go. But yeah, a couple of the problems. One, people get sick of seeing them. Like, we're done with, like, there's nothing. People complain about Kandi. Oh, Kandi doesn't show anything. What is it left for Kandi to show us? When we first met Kandi was messing with a man who had 5,000 children, who her mother didn't approve of. Riley was like in elementary school. You know what I'm saying? We have seen Kandi go through heartbreak with the man. I mean, they had broken up before he died, but we saw him die. We saw her dating. We saw her meeting Todd. We saw her dating Todd. We saw her marrying Todd. We saw her have babies by Todd. We saw her and her mama. We've seen her start 5,000 businesses. We've seen her fight with her friends. We've seen her make up with her friends. Like, people say Kandi ain't shown us nothing. I just don't think there's anything left to show. Same thing with, if it wasn't for the She by Sheree ain't got no storyline. What's her storyline this season? Her fake relationship with Martell? You know what I'm saying? I think all of the franchises, we're just running out of story with the people that are there. If you look at Beverly Hills, look at Kyle. Kyle has been on the show since season 1. What is it? People say the same thing about Kyle. Oh, she just sits back and she just instigates. Oh, she doesn't do anything. What the hell is there left for her to do? I mean, short of y'all wanting to, which I want to see her go through a divorce or something. Like, there's really nothing left for her to show us. We've seen businesses. We've seen charities. We've seen her fighting with her sisters, making up with her sisters. We've seen plastics. I mean, what is there left to show? So I think a lot of the franchises need new blood, but I think rotating 1 or 2 people in at the season, I don't think that works anymore. I just don't think that works anymore. Oh my goodness, I can't believe Jonathan admitted that Kandi has actually showed us some stuff. They gave New York OGs the ultimate girls trip, one and done. However, Luann is signed. Yeah, I saw that. I never watched New York, so I don't care. I don't know these people, and I'm not vested in seeing them or not seeing them. I knew they were doing the legacy trip with the OGs, but I didn't know they weren't doing the show at all anymore. Okay. Yeah. I mean, to be hey, chasing reality. Mwah! What's up? Y'all know I love my chasing reality. Hey, boo. Yeah, honestly, I just feel like that's where we probably need to go with Housewives. Unless the only other option is that we need to really infuse more cities. Dubai is still fresh. Miami is fresh because they had such a long hiatus that and they're actually coming back to Bravo this season. So that's going to be cool. I'm here for that. I'm definitely here for that. I know they were teasing New Orleans. They were teasing remember they put out a feeler for New Orleans, so that is possibly a new city that's coming up. And I think New Orleans will be a great city for a Housewives franchise. There's a lot of history there, and there's a lot of mix. I know, Raven. I kept looking over at the screen at the finale for Martha's Vineyard. I hope they get a season 2. It was really a good show. If y'all didn't watch it, y'all really should go watch it. It's a good show. New Orleans has such a history there. with the Creole and they have their own. They just have their own thing in New Orleans. I think New Orleans would definitely be a good, would definitely be a good thing. I think they need to reboot Dallas. I mean, I know Dallas became a victim of what do I want to say? Because I don't want to be offensive when I say this. Dallas became a victim of respectability politics. And stay with me for a minute. Stay with me for a minute. Number one, I think it's a problem that from the very beginning, we ain't had no black housewives on Dallas. But as somebody who watched it from the beginning, I didn't even pay attention to that. Like, I honestly didn't pay attention to that there was no black folk on the Real Housewives of Dallas. I honestly didn't. The first person of color, I guess you could say, we had on there was Carrie, who was Latino. Carrie, well, she was Mexican. Listen, I didn't like Carrie either. And I don't feel like what What's Her Face did. How do I say this, child? I really don't feel like what Luann did. Was it Luann? I really don't feel like Leanne. I really don't feel like what Leanne did was racist. I feel like it was inappropriate. But I do not think it was racist. And for those of you who watch Dallas, stick with me for a second and let me explain to you what I'm saying. Carrie led with the fact that I'm Mexican. I'm tough because I grew up in Mexico. I don't take no shit off of nobody because I'm a hot-blooded, Mexican, right? She led with that. So when her and Leanne got into it, Leanne was like, oh, so I'm supposed to be scared of you because you're a big, bad Mexican. Oh, so you're Mexican and I'm supposed to be scared of you because you're Mexican. I don't think she meant it in a racist way because Carrie led with, I'm all of these things because I'm Mexican. Does that make sense? You understand what I'm saying? And so it wasn't a good look as a soundbite. When they edited it down to that, it wasn't a good look as a soundbite. Lord, see, where you see that? That's on the blogs now, Tracy? I'm not surprised by that, but anyway. So moving on. Then we had the situation with what's my girl? The redhead. Y'all know the one I'm talking about. The redhead. If you watch Dallas, you know what I'm talking about. You had the thing with her mimicking an Asian woman. She said, this wasn't even on the show. This was just on her Instagram live. Her and her daughters, Brandy. Her and her daughters had just got their nails done. And she mimicked, an Asian woman, at the nail shop. Who hasn't done that? Now, was it appropriate? Was it a good look? It sure wasn't. It sure wasn't. But then we had the situation with, now this was some racist shit. We had the situation with Tiffany Moon, who is Asian. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Cindy. I'm not saying it's okay. I said it wasn't a good look. Right? Then we had the whole situation with Tiffany Moon and what's the girl? The girl that wore pink all the time. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The girl that wore pink all the time. Very legally blonde of her, right? Now that situation was some racist shit. Her and her brother-in-law and her husband, that was some racist shit. And she should have been fired from the show. Not Tiffany, Cameron. Cameron should have been fired from the show. Because that shit that went on between Cameron and Tiffany and her brother-in-law, remember that they were very, Trump supporters, and they were making they said some racist shit. Right? Fire her from the show and let's keep it going. But I'm going to tell you what it is. What I think. I think rather than fire Cameron, because she is connected, because the Westcotts are one of those blue blood families, rather than fire her and deal with that, they just said, oh, fuck it. We're just going to get rid of the show. Now, granted, the ratings weren't the best. I mean, I will say that the ratings weren't the best. But at the end of the day, y'all was just like, yeah, we're just going to get rid of the show. We'll just get rid of the show. So anyway, y'all. She filed for divorce. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. But again, like I said, I'm not surprised. So I feel like they should reboot Dallas. And I feel like they should bring back Tiffany. And remember, Brandy was going to leave the show anyway. But I feel like they should bring back Leanne. Because Leanne crazy ass. I used to love Leanne crazy ass. Patty's on the BET Awards. Okay. I feel like they need to bring back Leanne. Bring back Tiffany. Bring back Brandy and her best friend. And then they should bring in some colored folk. Claudia get on my nerves. I can't do Claudia. Claudia get on my nerves, child. Anyway, let me get off of here, y'all. I think I'm going to come back in a little bit to talk about Lifetime movies. If I don't do it tonight, I'll do it tomorrow. And talk about Lifetime movies. I'm going to try to watch the BET Awards. Only problem is I just can't stay up all night to watch them. But I do want to see some of the performances. I think I'm just going to wait till tomorrow when all of the performances are on Instagram and I'm on YouTube and just watch the performances because I just can't sit through the commercials and I'll be up all night and I can't. I have a class tomorrow. I have a class this week that I'm going to, and I just can't. So I think I'm going to come back in about in a few minutes, not too long, and just talk about the Mary J. Blige movies and the Keisha Cole movie, child. I don't know nothing about Simone and Rashid. I haven't talked to Simone. I know he did a video, but I haven't looked at his video, and I haven't talked to Simone, so I don't know. All right, y'all, I'm out of here. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Mwah! Talk to y'all later. Peace. It wasn't a Keisha Cole documentary. It was a movie, but we're going to talk about it when I come back. I'm going to come back in a few minutes. We're going to talk about it.